Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Darwin, and in this video, I'm gonna be covering a couple pairs. I'm gonna go over UCAD, and I'm also gonna go over AUDUSD. Um, right now, just looking at UCAD, the overall breakdown. First of all, let me show you guys how I ended up closing the day or last Friday with these trades right here on UCAD, as you guys see at the bottom. This trade was $1,000. This one was 1,000. This was 900. I ended up losing one trade, so it kind of balanced it out and made it to where I had a $2,000 day, and that was in like 5 to 10 minutes. And that was due to news. I'm not going to take all the credit, even though I have big days without news, but the reason it happened so quickly was because of news. And I'm going to show you guys the exact setup. Right now I'm on the weekly. Let me go into a daily. Let me zoom out a little bit. I pretty much had a trend line right here based off of this area right here, like so. This bearish candle that you guys see right here with this long wick on there, that wasn't formed at the moment, so I had price above the trend line, so I was like, okay, even though I knew it was near, and a lot of times on smaller time frames it likes to play above a trend line even though its overall goal is to push beneath it. So I noticed that, so it still had area, it had room to push up, and so that was this whole entire candle right here. And I broke it down into a smaller time frame. I believe I was on the 15 at the moment, and I seen this candle right here, and from there I knew it was going to end up pushing all the way up. So that's what it did, and I ended up closing these trades out manually, and resulted in this right here. I said these right here, I got in at 32,831 and 33,046. So it's down on the lower levels around in these areas. So that covers that and the reason why I was trading CAD. But now I have a different outlook on CAD based on this daily print right here, as it did end up closing as you could say that's you can call it a evening star because of these three candlestick setups. You can call that an evening star. You also can call it a bearish engulfing as well. So there's a couple of things you can call that, but that's what I'm looking at mainly. Even though you got this bull candle right here, I have some sales placed. This is I am trading live right now, but I have a few sales placed right here going down, and got a little bit of, not really any drawdown right now, but it's retracing a bit. As you see, it's trending down, trending down. A lot of people could see a possible harmonic on a smaller time frame. If you were to go from this point to this point, you have a 113 retracement, which is like a shark pattern, and it's said to return down to the 88.6, 78.6 area, which is the reason why you're probably seeing a little bit of retrace. But from that point, you pretty much have you can measure this out right here. If it were to continue up, and we're looking for a 38.2, which is where I have my stop loss. If it goes beyond there, I'm out of these trades, locking in some profit here and losing, of course, some profit here, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. But looking at CAD, continue to break it down, I do see it. Oh, this is another thing that I noticed is if I were to take this trend line and place it as this as my point A instead of this my point A, it's actually up under the trend line. I noticed that earlier today when I was applying some technicals, and it's right up under it. So we're at the top of a trend line. As you see, it's playing in and out of this channel right here, and I'm looking forward to continue to do that. So I might adjust my stops and go ahead and place them a lot lower. I mean, a lot higher above this wick and just let it play out, because I do see it pushing down here for the end of the week to kind of go within this channel slash ascending wedge. So that's what I'm looking at for CAD based off a higher time frame. So as of right now, as you can see on the smaller time frame, H4, you can see it starting to develop as you have a touch right here to yesterday's high, another touch, and then another attempt right here that couldn't quite hold. And I have EMA SMA of 21 and 8. So you got your EMA SMA cross right here that gives us an indication that the trend could be changing overall. I do not rely on indicators. I just use it as kind of more of like a confirmation type deal. But I do not trade with indicators. And also I noticed this as why you could possibly be seeing a little bit of retracement. You have a nice little trend line here, possible retest or close above. If it closes above here, I see it pushing back up to continue this ascending channel that is currently in right now. Possibly going back up into yesterday's high for another touch. I mean, we have news coming out tomorrow morning during New York session that can either give us this push that we're looking for to push it down here into this. I think this is 200 moving average, a regular 200 moving average. So that would be used as our level of support for this. As you see, the market's been trending up for quite some time. So that's what I'm looking at for CAD overall. You guys can do your own technicals, take these trades at your own risk if you're not watching this video too late, or just use it as your own homework or something, a breakdown. But going on to the next pair, what I say, AUD, USD. Where's it at? Where's it at? Dang, I don't have it on here. It might be at the beginning. Oh, it is at the beginning. There it goes. It's template. All right. So looking at AUD USD, I always start from a higher time frame to get that overall analysis to see where price is, what price is really saying, what price is really telling us. So right here, I believe I explained it in a previous video. You have a nice ascending channel right here formed in a downtrend, which resulted in a downtrend. But the cool thing about these ascending channels, if I get this right on this point right here, point A, point B would be right here, drag into the future, and right here, if you want to measure this length of this channel, you can actually copy this same exact measurement and place it right here, and it'll give you a nice solid take profit area. That's a conservative way to trade these type of patterns. Or you can start from here, this high down into this low, like that, and you can copy this exact movement right here, like so, from where it actually pushed from. And if you zoom out, that would be an overall level of support of where you could possibly look to take profit for this overall move. As you guys see, the weekly candle, let's go into the weekly candle. The weekly candle ended as a doji or a dragonfly, you can call it. And you know, I really don't pay too much attention to those because, I mean, it's kind of like a more so of a neutral kind of candle. And so I would just merge these two like that, and that would give you just one big candle. So the weekly is a huge bear candle right now. The daily time frame ended yesterday as a bear candle, so we got to keep that in mind. Also, it touched yesterday's high, could possibly just be that retest since it broke through and came back up and touched yesterday's high. If you look left, you have a nice level of once was support, now it's resistance. So I mean, There's a couple of things you could be looking for. You could be looking for a push down to continue that overall move to complete this ascending wedge or channel, or you can wait to see how price reacts up here some more. Let's go right here. And if you look on a smaller time frame, you have a nice level of resistance that got broke. It should be right here. Price finally broke it. Now I use that as a level of support. So depending on how this situation plays out up alongside of this area will determine what we would be looking for overall. But right now it's still very, very bearish, even though you're seeing a little bit of bullish activity. Could possibly be a transition, but I would not be taking this trade until I see it break yesterday's high. It would have to possibly break it, come back down, and give it a retest and take off. That's what I would be looking for if that did happen. But overall, like I said, it's still very, very bearish based off of bigger time frames. Let's go down into the H1. H1, you can look at this as a level broken area right now. You got a nice little higher low right here. You can draw a straight line across the center like that. And right there you see price got actually up underneath that level of support. Boom, now it's treating it as resistance. So just breaking things down, I mean, overall, like I said, I'm still bearish on this pair, just based off of everything that's been going on. I never just look for reversals. I always just kind of just play along with the trend. I like going with momentum, so I don't switch it up until I see a momentum shift. Once I see a momentum shift, then I'll look for another direction. But that's pretty much it for this video. I pretty much went over UCAD and AUDUSD. Peace out.